it's Coach Steve, and we're talking today about adding value. What is your values proposition? How are you adding value both at the conversational level and at the presentation level in order to have those people get excited about working with you and signing a contract? Well, let's start at the conversational level. People don't pay money for things that they don't see any value in. Neither do people stay in conversations that they don't feel they're getting any value from. So even at the conversational level, you and I have to be delivering something of value in order to keep them engaged in that conversation. The first thing we want to do is we want to solve problems. All homeowners have challenges or problems, either real or imagined, in their head, and they're going to verbalize those problems, and you and I need to have solutions for them. If you're not solving problems, you're not adding value. When you're solving problems, they are certainly getting something of value, and that will keep them engaged in the conversation. The next thing we need to do is we need to answer their questions. All homeowners have questions about certain things regarding the real estate sales process, and unless you and I can very professionally and curtly answer those questions, they're not going to see any value in remaining in conversation with us. And the third thing we need to be able to do is to provide information. You're going to become aware of a number of information deficits anytime you're speaking to a homeowner. There's certain things about what we do and how we operate that are totally alien to them. And whenever we're providing that information that they previously did not have, they see value in it. So do you see the value in adding value at the conversational level? It keeps them engaged, it keeps them in the conversation. The next thing we need to do is look at the presentation phase. We got the appointment, they made it through the pre-qualifying process, and now we're at the kitchen table or we're at the living room sofa, and we're delivering our presentation. Do we have to deliver value? Absolutely. How do we do that? Well, the two easiest ways are with market statistics and with personal statistics. Let's look at a market statistic example. Let's say that the average list price to sales price ratio in my market is 94%, meaning that for every $100,000 in list price, agents are getting $94,000 at closing. My personal list price to sales price ratio is 99.5%. So I want to contrast that 99.5 against the 94 and ask the following question, or give the following presentation. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, are you familiar with the term list price to sales price ratio? Well, no, Steve, what's that? That's the differential between what agents list homes for and what they actually sell them for. Right now in our market, the average list price to sales price ratio across the board for everyone is 94%. My personal list price to sales price ratio is 99.5%. My question is simple. Do you want to pick an average agent and roll the dice and settle for the 94%? Or would you rather hire me and get an additional 5.5% in your check at closing? Which is best for you? Guess how many people will opt for the higher amount of money? All of them. So when you're in tight spots and you're up against a friend or a relative and the listing could go any way, you need to be able to have a great values proposition. What's another one you can use? How about expired ratio? Well, Steve, we're going to list with Agent Sally or Agent Billy Bob. Well, that's interesting. I can appreciate that they would be an attractive agent for you. May I share with you why that should concern you? Well, what do you mean? Well, according to the MLS here, I just pulled it up, Agent Sally has an expired rate of 20%, meaning 1 out of every 5 homes that she lists does not sell. And Agent Billy Bob has a 25% expired and withdrawal rate, meaning that 1 out of 4 of his listings does not sell. Let's take a look at mine. Mine is less than 1%. So let me ask you again, do you want to roll the dice with someone who has a very high expired and cancellation rate, or would you rather hire me knowing that I'm going to get your home sold for the most a buyer is willing to pay, and I'm going to get it done on your time schedule? Isn't that what you really want? You see, there's all sorts of things that we can use to make ourselves look more valuable than competitors. But if you don't know these things and you don't keep up with these things, then you can't use them, and therefore you're giving listings away to your competitors by not adding a values proposition to every single phase of the process. Call me, text me, email me, StephenFutchCoaching.com, RealEstateSkillsCoach.com. We need to talk. I want you to get your business on track and make more money than you've ever thought possible. Call me today.